Hey, friends, welcome back to Notes from the Edge. I am your host, Lisa Lacey, writer, trauma educator, executive advisor, author of the upcoming memoir, Notes from a Certified Madwoman, launching in October. We're so excited about that. Listen, we have a special guest today who has spent more than 3 decades building businesses, leading people in commercial real estate, helping people redefine what success actually means. His work challenges the idea that being busy, I love this, equals being fulfilled. And guys, you know my story. I spent much of my life trying to prove my worth through what I could produce. So, Ted is a #1 international bestselling author of Finding Joy, which is an acronym, Journey of You, and a commercial real estate broker with more than 30 years of experience in business, architecture, entrepreneurship, leadership. After decades of helping organizations, he recognized a common pattern. Many outwardly successful people, I'm raising my hand, were quietly disconnected from their purpose and fulfillment. So his realization left to his life work, which is life led living to joy led living through practical wisdom, personal experience, and a framework centered on mindset, identity, and intentional living, guys. Intentionality matters. He helps people create lives that are aligned to purpose and value and meaning and fulfillment. And I love that. Ted, welcome in. How are you today, my friend?
Oh, Lisa, it is such a pleasure being here. It's an honor.
Oh,
Thank you for having me on
yeah.
Notes
I'm
from the
so happy
Edge.
to have a space where we can have these conversations. It's so
It is,
cool.
well, it's awesome. And I followed your podcast, and I got to tell you, you could have wrote the book Finding Joy, Journey of You,
Oh,
because of everything you're doing and giving value to others. It's remarkable and amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Audience, I hope you appreciate what Lisa is doing for
there's
you
a lot of
guys.
work that goes into this behind the scenes. People have no
Oh,
idea. Yeah, we try to treat our guests with, like, we want it to be an exceptional experience. We want to
yeah.
have a good time, and we want to help people at the same time. And Ted, that's what I love about your concept of joy is not this momentary moment of happiness. I don't even like the word happy, actually.
Yeah.
I like the word content. I like the word satisfied. I feel like willingness, curiosity. I feel like those are easier places to get to. But tell us, we always open up with your origin story. So, a little bit of how you ended up doing the work you're doing today. What was the transition for you?
Well, thank you for that intro.
Yeah,
First off, I want to say because of AI, Finding Joy, Journey of You is a truly human written book. It's not
nice.
AI generated.
Yeah.
It took 3 years to write it. A lot of labor went into it and so forth. It's about 400 pages. So it's a serious book by all
Okay.
means. So it's not a pamphlet. It's designed to help all of us get from here to there. So
Ted,
we're
why
going
do
to
you
talk
think
about
so many of
here
us are
to
stuck?
there.
Why do you think so many of us are stuck, my friend?
Well, every chapter in Finding Joy is a journey chapter, and the very first chapter answers your question.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's
Well,
the
we have a book.
journey. It's the journey. It's the journey of mindset.
Okay.
All right.
So you start with
The
mindset.
reason why we're stuck today is what we were taught in our youth.
Absolutely.
We are, when
Isn't
we,
that
I
the
just,
craziest thing? Decades
well,
later, we're still living it out.
honestly, in some respects, it makes sense. I mean,
It
especially in
does, but
today's
it's
context.
ridiculous.
No, no, it blows your mind. But when you look about where we're at today, and we're highly computerized and all that, I think we understand this principle. Our brains are computers, as we all know.
Operating
They're,
systems,
they're
yes.
yeah, they're the most expensive computers on the planet.
Yes, I agree.
What was the apps that were downloaded to our cerebral hard drives in grade school?
Wow.
What
Ooh.
was the apps that were downloaded in high school or in college, or what was taught to us by our parents?
Or
Right?
not,
or
Right.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, from the moment we were born and the doctor lifted us up by our hind legs and slapped us on the butt, right? What did that start a journey of? It started a journey of a what is called a fixed mindset. You see, I did a lot of study with, not with, but studied of her research, Carol DeWitt, over in
Okay.
Stanford University, who talks about mindset. Her research is all on mindset. And what she talks about is saying, okay, well, you have what is called a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. And I thought, wow, what a great way to start the book, because that's the beginning of where we're at.
And it's
To
so
know,
simple.
yeah, to know where we want to go, we got to know where we've been at,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah.
So, so what she talks about is between fixed and growth. Well, we started really dissecting that and determined that we're neither fixed nor growth. We're a bandwidth of those two thoughts.
Okay.
We're in the bandwidth somewhere. Most of us, and I don't have scientific proof of this, but I really believe most of us, 95% of us, is center left, closer to a fixed mindset.
I'd probably agree with you. I
You
I
know?
I I think there are a lot of people that will not do this work in this lifetime. Just period. They won't.
Yeah, and really that's the essence of the book.
Yeah.
Is
Doing the work.
at the end of the day, when all the work life is over and we're lying in bed thinking to ourselves, is this it? Was that
Mhm.
it? I mean, the ride's over and we
And
die
what
in
did I
regret.
do? Yeah.
Yeah, what did
Well,
I
Ted,
do? How
I
did I?
have a congenital blood disorder, and it has taken me out. It's nearly taken me out multiple times, and I just had another hospitalization with it in the beginning of the year, and got a new diagnosis of some bad chronic stuff too. And this time it made me pivot. It did. I pivoted completely. I was like, no more corporate work. I'm a writer now. I wrote my memoir. I because I didn't want to transition with these stories still left in me. I want to advocate for people in the psychiatric arena because there's a lot of inhumane stuff that goes on, and you lose a lot of dignity when you start getting labeled with mental health diagnoses. So
Mhm.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but it was asking that question of, I don't want to transition with these stories stuck inside of me. This is my purpose now, and I am very focused on it. Yeah.
Right. And part of this, and actually to align to what you just said, and I won't
Hmm.
get off on this, but I also had a major
We can
disease
go
in
down
my
a
life.
rabbit hole. It's fine.
I think we are. uh,
We
but
usually do
yeah,
on this show. I'm just going to tell you. We ask the first question, and then it's like,
it,
woo,
it goes
okay.
wherever it ends up.
Yep.
But no,
What's
I mean,
meant to happen.
I had a very, very serious autoimmune disease in my life too. And that's a whole nother story from this.
You look
And
very healthy now.
yeah, well, I mean, I am healthier today than when I was in my 30s.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really, and it's a godsend too. But and that's maybe that's a story when we get into journey of health, because as I mentioned, every chapter is a journey chapter. One of these is called the journey of health, and
Love it.
we get to a certain point in our life, and we talk about this, and the book coins the term life straighted. We become
I already get it. It'll do it
I, we become so frustrated in life
to you.
that and somewhere along the line something happens to us, whether we're in our 20s and 30s, especially in our 30s, and we're looking back going, I don't want to work this way the rest of my life. I'm going to get stuck here.
Yeah.
Or a disease happens in your life and it starts
Mhm.
creating a different perspective of where you want to go, where you want to live, and a respect. And we go really deep into this respect for your time.
We
How
were
do you
talking
spend
about
your
time earlier today, how valuable it is, that it's a relationship, and what are you doing with it? Yeah.
exactly? And these, and to kind of highlight this, finding joy, the joy alignment starts with mindset, identity,
We talk about
time,
identity. Yeah.
and direction.
Love it.
So those four things, when those are aligned, you're going to find greater purpose in your life. You're going to be able to raise the value of your time to become valuable in a process to literally create ultimate freedom in your life. That's the
Freedom is
secret
such a
sauce.
good word.
Yeah. That's the secret sauce of success. Every successful person I've been around, been with, clients or whatever, that's the people in struggle chase money.
Mm-hmm.
People that have success chase value.
That's good.
Right?
Elaborate on that for our guests, for our listeners.
Yeah. And the book talks about this quite a bit. We all have a time store, right? Remember the old-fashioned dime stores? Well, we have a time store, and it's a virtual store. I think everybody can understand virtuality, right, on the internet and so forth. We have a time store. Now, you have the choice of what type of time store you have. Do you have a Dollar Tree time store, or do you have a Neiman Marcus time store?
I want a Neiman Marcus. I mean, who's going to say Dollar Tree? Yeah.
And what that means is, how do you look at your time? And again, let's go back to this 95% left side of towards
The
a fixed
mindset.
mindset. Most of us don't look at our time in that fashion. Because if you did, you'd be frustrated at your job every single day. Your job, J-O-B, and I'm a big one, as you know, Lisa, on acronyms. You know what the acronym for job is?
What is it? What is it?
Just over broke.
Because you just stay in the hustle. Yeah.
You stay in it, you can't get ahead. So,
well, and a lot of us were trained that way: work and then die.
And so what do we do? We go back to our original part of the conversation. What was downloaded to our cerebral hard drives to place us in this position? Because all of us, most of us, are in this position. And we were taught to sit at a desk. The boss in the front of the room was the teacher, telling us when to go, where to go, give us some extra
how long to go. Yeah. Writing us up if we're a minute late. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh,
and
terrible.
Another thought on this too that was downloaded is that we were taught that failure was bad.
To be shameful of it. Yeah.
To be shameful of it, right? And then you had, believe me, I got my levels of F's in class and so forth.
Oh, I was a straight A student, my friend. No F's for me. I got a B one time, and I argued with my teacher, and she gave me an A.
There you go.
I was in fourth grade. She was like, "You're a persistent little thing." I was like, "Yes, give me my A." I said, "This paper is subjective. You graded it subjectively." I was in fourth grade.
Yeah, right. You had resilience back then. So you look at growth mindset people, and let's pick out one of them. This has no politics behind it, so throw that away. Let's just look at the person, what they've done. So you look at Elon Musk. Would we all agree that Elon Musk has a pretty big growth mindset?
I'd say so.
Yeah. When failure came in his life, whether it was at PayPal, when he started that, and he's had a lot of people don't recognize that. You know how long SpaceX has been around? Almost 25 years.
I did not know that. I just thought 3 or 4 years.
No.
Yeah. Wow.
Almost 25 years. And
so he's been trying rockets?
You know how many rockets he shot up in the air and they blew up?
How many has he spent money on?
And
I want a rocket that I could just blow up.
Well, in one of the sessions, he came in after a rocket blew up and said to his employees, Okay, that was great. Now, what did we learn from that?
Wow, that's brilliant.
Okay. In other words, instead of putting people down, he brought people up, say, okay, let's reevaluate what we did there. So like an Elon Musk or that growth mindset looks at failure as not a setback, but a set up towards success.
I love that setup. Yeah.
So what we really need to be doing in our early years in schooling is not look at failure, the F that it stands for, right? This
Mhm.
this branding, but as an aspect of the next step. How do we come from here to get better, right?
Yeah, what
What
did
have
we learn? Where's the lesson,
right?
right? And
Exactly.
not to repeat it, because if we repeat it, we stay in the pattern and the cycle, you know?
And what happens? So, what happened during those early years? That's exactly what happened. You said, right? And now all of a sudden, in our adult life, right? Maybe you have a pardon me. You know, you get married, have a couple dogs, you know, high school sweetheart or college sweetheart, whatever. Anyway, you're starting out in life, that little job that you had in college, all of a sudden you have to maintain that
Mm-hmm.
because now you got the bills. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Visa's got 17 trillion in credit card debt, right? We have these little bank cards in our pocket that allows us to make these little loans every single day,
Yeah,
right? And so
it's a
what
game.
happens? We get stuck in the mode of paying off Visa, and from that point, we're stuck in the job, and we're so busy that we can't find a greater purpose in our life. So what
Greater
finding,
purpose.
yeah,
Yes.
so what finding joy does it, and I think one of the reasons why it became a #1 international bestseller in motivational self-help, personal transformation, and self-esteem
Well
is
done. That's a lot of
it,
categories.
it's believe me, I'm Christian based. It's all God driven. I think, even though the book is not, even though the
But
book is
still,
not a religious.
congratulations, my friend. That's huge. That's huge. You're just trying to blow that off. Don't blow that off. I want to be there in October. So you got to tell me some of your secrets.
Yeah. So even though that even though that now you just made me lose my thought.
Well, you were talking about the fixed mindset and then people with growth mindset. So we had talked about the fixed mindset, but you were talking about
Yeah.
people with growth mindset. And I want to add something to that in partnership. I repeated patterns. I married my mother, I became my father, right? I
Oh, I
was
know what you're
repeating
saying.
that pattern. Well, now I'm with somebody. We have 8 years clean together. We're celebrating 8 years of recovery together. We both have a growth mindset. He does his work, I do my work. We meet in the middle. It's very important if you are a growth minded person to be with somebody who is also a growth minded person. I just wanted to add that in there to our
Yes.
listeners. And if you're young right now and you're listening, choose wisely.
Yeah. Well, that goes into a whole nother aspect of finding joy journey of you, and we talk about this too. It's called a friendship circle. And who are your friends? At the
That
end of the
matters.
day, it matters. All of this stuff matters. It sculptures your perspectives and your ability to move forward. So if you have a group of friends, maybe a negative, toxic relationship, you're allowing those relationships to dictate your life.
Yes.
And it comes down to this: how important is your life?
Mm.
How important is the destination you want to get to? So the last pillar of it is, remember, mindset, time. You have a dime store or a
Identity.
time store, right?
Yeah.
Identity. Who do you look like? How do you present yourself every single day? How does the world react to you?
Yeah.
Are you confident or are you doubtful? And we go into a lot of this. This is why the book's 400 pages.
Yeah.
Because it
That's
picks
a good
out,
length, though. It's not too long, but it's the perfect amount, really. 400
yeah,
pages.
it tries to pick out these deficiencies or these programs that were downloaded, and we change that programming.
I love it. So you get a
Yeah.
software download, new
You
software.
exactly. You get a new software download by finding
Yeah.
joy during review. And then the last one is destination. Where are you heading to? Most of us don't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And henceforth, stuff happens to us. I have a story about my dad
Mm-hmm.
that was one of my epiphanies. And he worked for 42 years of his life away at climbing the corporate ladder, doing all the right stuff, right? Had a middle class lifestyle, but he worked literally 7 days a week.
Wow.
I
So
only
you
saw
never
him.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I never really saw him except maybe on a Sunday afternoon if we were going to do a barbecue. That was
Mm.
about it. But he was an avid golfer, right? He loved golf. He played God, any course in LA he played, right?
Fancy.
Yeah, he was really well. He got taken out a lot, right? But so in retirement, what he wanted to do was go play golf. He wanted to
Okay.
have a golf lifestyle. Now, a side note here for all the golfers, I'm really sorry, but I hate golf.
It's a
Golf took
much
my dad
harder
away.
game than I thought. I'm just going to say that. It's a very challenging game. Yeah.
Oh, it is, especially if you have a type A personality.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but he, so that's what he wanted to do. And he had the wherewithal to go play various courses and all that. Well, 2 years in his retirement, he had a massive brainstem clot, and he was, I guess, one of the lucky ones. Only 3% of people live through that.
Yeah, clots
Um,
are very serious in your head.
right, and he was able to live through that, but he can only look at golf for the rest of his life on a couch on
He can't
TV. Right?
move. Does he have side
He did
effects?
not. He did not. It turned him extremely fragile, and he
Mm.
could not. He could not move well. Let's put it that way. So he could never really go out and play another game of golf. That was over
Mm.
for him. So I look back at that and go, how many of us would bet 42 years of our life away for 2 years of retirement?
Yeah.
Would you make that bet?
I wouldn't.
Okay, nor hopefully nobody would do that, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know that when you're going through it. You
Yeah.
see, we
Oh,
don't
you
know
can't
that.
see it when you're in it. That's why
No,
transformational coaches are so helpful because they
exactly.
help you see. And I always tell people because I think transformational coaches need way more respect than they get sometimes because our goal is to move people forward,
Exactly.
right? Yes, that is the difference. Our goal is to
Exactly.
move people forward. Yes.
To throw them a life preserver if they want to grab it,
Yes.
pull them up on the boat and help guide them to a better shore.
Give them a paddle,
Give them a pathway, right?
Yeah.
And what tends to happen in life, we get busy through jobs, through sweating it. Maybe, okay, let's go to Disneyland. That just costs $5,000-6,000. Now I got
Or
to pay
more.
that off the next year, right? And so we're constantly in this rotational work habit that we can never get out of. So what I say to people is this: you want to change, it's going to take effort and it's going to take action. There's no shortcut to this.
Mm-mm.
We all tend to believe that somehow somebody's going to come in and swoop us up and it's all going to be better. That's not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
It just doesn't happen that way. The only way that happens is if you go get a lotto ticket and try to win the lottery.
Yeah, good luck. We buy scratchers once a year and then we feel ridiculous for having done so.
Yeah. It just, yes, it will happen. Maybe that one, but the odds of it happening are immense. So at the end of the day, it's you. You have to make that choice in your life. Are you life-strated enough in your life where you're at, whether you're younger, middle-aged, or older? Because this Finding Joy Journey of You goes throughout the decades of life, because each decade is a different perspective. As we
Well, and
go
if you
through
can
life,
catch this in your 20s, you're going to
Oh,
save yourself a lot of suffering for 20 years or so. Just
I wish
saying,
somebody,
guys. Just
I wish
saying.
somebody gave me that book. You
Nobody
know,
would I wouldn't have listened. Ted, I wouldn't
yeah.
have listened. Nobody could have told me anything. So I love to say, yeah, I'd go back and no, I wouldn't have listened. I needed the hard lessons. I just did,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
and those are good lessons, but what you want to really try to figure this out sooner than later.
Yep.
And so what I talk about in the book, the shortest shortcut to any of this is to read, right? There's some amazing books out there.
Feed your mind.
John,
Good stuff.
yeah, download new apps to your brain, right?
Love it.
You have the John Maxwells of the world, or the Tony Robbins, or the Grant Cardones, or Les Brown.
Or the
Uh,
Ted Kopecko. Yeah.
well,
You
I
know?
mean, thank you,
You're
but
welcome.
but
You're
but
here to help people too. So yeah.
right. But the book, I think Finding Joy, Journey of You is a great primer book. So as you're going to go off and start your journey,
Mm-hmm.
don't go to the book on physics, John Maxwell.
Fry your brain.
Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, great author, great person, all that, but sometimes it can get very deep into
Scientific.
process. Yeah, like the calculus of
Well, and that's
personal
what I
motivation.
love about the guests that we've had on here. Everybody has applicable methods and frameworks. In other words, stuff that works and
Yeah.
stuff that's easy to apply. Because
Mm,
I had gone through all of the acronym therapies, DBT, CBT, ART,
yeah.
EMDR, and I still felt like crap. I was still waking up because my operating system, I was still like, fuck
Yeah.
this. I don't know if I want to be here.
Yeah.
And so I needed what I need. I needed a new download, right? I needed a new default system. And it was one thought at a time. I had to tackle one thought at a time. But
Right.
it wasn't that $200,000 and 10 years worth of every treatment known to exist on the face of the planet that
Right.
helped me. I'll tell you, Ted, the thing that brought me the most contentment was deciding that I like who I am as a human being. Getting out of, I mean, I was drowning my self-hatred in a bottle for 20 years in active addiction.
Right.
So, because I hated myself. So, getting to a place, there's contentment within me now. There's satisfaction within me now. All of those things that are more stable than what you were talking about, right? You were saying, I'm not talking about one moment of ecstasy or happiness. I'm talking about consistently throughout your day. That's what you're talking about.
Right.
Consistently throughout your day. Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling like you want to be here in a life of purpose and meaning? I love that.
Yeah. You know, and the book really starts off by looking at ourselves at where we're at in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you really expand your thought process out and recognize that in the whole universe, in the whole cosmos, there's only one of you.
Yeah.
How you were made up, your cells, everything about you, right? And as human beings, we forget about how special we actually are. Collectively as a group
Mm-hmm.
of living organisms, to individually as a human functioning being.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And I think from you start dwelling on that thought, you start creating a respect for your time, for your persona, who you look like, what you look like,
How you're showing up.
are you showing up?
Yeah.
Are you looking at life as, I want to grab this, I want to be on this ride, I want to be in the front car of the ride, of the roller coaster.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And that's what it's about,
Yeah.
and then through that, once you give yourself the break, yes, I'm not saying go out tomorrow and go quit your job. No.
Yeah, guys,
But,
yes, caveat.
yeah. But
make new plans.
instead of
Check
coming
something
home,
else out. Yeah.
yeah. But instead of coming home and escaping into a reality program, throwing your thoughts into whatever people's problems are, or going to dark media and putting poison in your brain.
Mhm.
You know, throw that away. Start downloading that time you have. And again, remember, I said this is going to take work. You may have your
Yeah.
job, but you're going to have to carve out time for yourself to build a different pathway forward.
Yes.
Once you start finding your purpose, then that purpose will start taking over.
It
Then pretty
does,
soon
doesn't it? Yeah.
you wean yourself off your job because the value of your time is much more than the job is willing to pay you.
Yep.
Uh, Les Brown, I love him. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a global speaker, just an amazing person. He's also in the book. I have a lot of stories of people that went from here to there
Yeah.
in the book. But he says, listen, you only work hard enough so they don't fire you, and they only pay you enough so you don't quit. And that's the
Oh,
cycle of life.
that is like stuckness right there. That is the
Yeah.
definition of being trapped.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he goes on to tell you that all of us have greatness. You know, aim for the stars, because if you're aiming for the moon, you're aiming too low. We have such power in our direction in our life and where we want to go that what I say in Finding Joy Journey of You is read. I think the book that we did here is a great primer as your first step off before you get
Excellent.
into deeper understanding books. The other thing, go get a mentor, go get a coach.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
well worth it. If you're going to buy stuff, frivolous stuff in your life, that's not going to push your life forward, right? Do things to reinvest in yourself. That's the best investment you can make, is yourself.
It's hard to get people to understand that they do need to invest their own money, which is their value, which is their time, into themselves, into their personal growth. We have not valued personal growth enough for people to go, hell yeah, I'm slapping down $3,000 because this person is awesome and I want to spend the next 3 months with them. So I think it's getting people to realize they're worth it, right? They're worth the investment of learning to grow.
Yeah, I think an analogy here is when I started my architectural practice right out of college, I had to invest in that about $100,000.
That was scary, I bet.
Oh yeah, I didn't have $100,000.
You're like, huh, I'm gonna have to borrow this.
And I had to borrow it and stuff like that. But I was pretty creative. I hired architects to come work for me because my mom told me I'm never going to be working for anybody. And I got to be honest with you. To today, I've never had a job.
I've never worked for someone else either. I was 16. I had my first job at 10. Yeah. I sold newspapers door to door at 13, worked the boat docks at 16, and started corporate at 21, and have not really had a boss the whole time I worked in corporate.
Well, it certainly shapes an entrepreneurial spirit for sure. You're forcing yourself into a growth mindset. Yes. And that's what we want people to start looking at.
And getting comfortable with uncertainty too. Yeah.
Get out of your comfort cave. Right?
Oh, comfort cave. We climb in in there.
We love it in there. And if your friends
are familiar.
Yes. We don't want to go out and get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. No. So we stay in our Neanderthal caves, and we stay there and feel like, okay, this is comfortable. If I go out there, it's going to be uncomfortable. Eric Worre, also, he's a pretty famous guy, worldly, in marketing and so forth. And he would say that people start off in a comfort level, but they don't want to change. So their life is comfortable. right?
It's just okay, right?
It's just okay.
Yeah.
And then because what's interesting is as life goes on, they get older, that lifestyle becomes uncomfortable
Hmm.
or regretful.
Yeah, I
The
always
other way
say,
to look at this,
oh, go ahead.
if you challenge yourself in your youth or wherever you're at in your life, yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it takes work, but it's not a lifetime. So what
No, it's
happens is
so worth
the,
it.
the ones that are uncomfortable in the beginning, while the other ones are comfortable, as life proceeds, they become more comfortable in their life and freedom, while the majority of people become uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was a really great analogy about it. And we're all authors of our own story.
Yes.
And how do you want to write your story? Do you
Yes.
want to be job led, life led throughout your life, being reactive to issues? Or do you want to be joy led? Do you want to put the journey of you forward and your life forward as the director of your play? And it's
Absolutely.
really your choice.
It
And so
is
it's
a choice. Yes. It is a choice. And the cool thing is observation is not neutral, right? That's quantum physics, it's quantum
yeah,
mechanics. The minute we observe that we're willing to, this is what I try to get people even to say, I am possibly willing to consider changing, right? That's not even a commitment, but it's the start of
yeah,
being willing to change. And once you observe that you're not where you want to be, and you have the clarity of direction, you pointed that out, that's one of your last
right.
steps, then you can start moving out of the muck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's got to create that realization for you in life, whether it's your job, you're struggling, you recognize the struggle. Most of us recognize the struggle and we accept it. But those of us who get the memo and say, look, you don't have to do this. You
Yes.
can be independent. You can make the changes,
There's
but
another way.
yeah, there's another way, and it takes action. It takes
Hmm.
some dedication.
Hmm.
The book has a website, by the way, for all readers.
Exciting. Well, we're going to post that. We're going to post all your links so everybody will have access to it. Where do they go to find it? Tell us now,
Sure.
and then we'll post it too.
Well, the website is www.findingjoy.us. So I kind of like the extension because it's findingjoy.us, right?
Oh,
Because we're all kind of in it together. So
we
it's
are.
findingjoy.us, and on there you can get the book there.
Okay.
You can also get the book on Amazon, and you can
Perfect.
also get the book at Barnes and Noble, or actually any bookstore. They'll order it. They'll look the ISBN number on it. They'll look it up and get it over to you. But when you go to the Finding Joy website, what we're building there is a joy community,
Oh,
and
fun.
yeah, it is, and we're trying to make it fun, right? Make this
Yeah.
journey fun together, uh, and you can download your free Finding Joy workbook.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, it accompanies the Finding Joy Journey of You book, and it's a serious workbook, folks. Remember, I told you this is going to take work.
Mhm.
All right, gaining anything in life is not sitting on a couch. It's about
Nobody's
80
handing
pages.
it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 80 pages.
Okay.
It goes in concert with the book.
That's a good
But if
freebie.
yeah, so you go ahead, you finish that workbook, you show me that you finished it. We will send you a free Finding Joy diploma because you have graduated into your new journey in life.
Oh, that's so cool. How fun is that? I love
Yeah,
it.
and we want to make it fun, but the diploma is actually a serious diploma because I want you to frame that, put it up on your wall because it's a reminder that your life is important, that your life has more greatness behind it, that all you need to do is give yourself the fuel to find your greater value, to find your freedom.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Ted, I think a lot of people are more scared of their own power and light than they are of their own darkness. You know, I think a lot of us are very comfortable in our shadow. That's that cave, right? We're in our
Yep.
cave, in our shadow. We're divine beings with so much spirit power and so much energy power. I mean, when I hit menopause, I had systemic neuropathy, electrical shocks. It made me realize that our bodies are electric, right?
Yeah.
Our hearts give off an electromagnetic field 3 to 6 feet off of our bodies. We are energy, we are vibration, we are divine beings. There is so much power in every single one of us. We are everything and nothing. 200 billion plus galaxies. We're being fed by a flaming ball of fire on a rock
Yeah.
that's spinning. I mean, that's how small we are, but that's how
Yeah.
significant we are too. So I love this framework that you have put up.
Well, I appreciate so much having me on your podcast. I'm honored to be here. Notes from the Edge. This is an amazing podcast. I hope everybody recognizes just how important your podcast is, because it's changing people's lives. And these
I
type of
hope so.
discussions, yeah, these type of discussions we have, we're here for one thing, and that is you and myself and other. We've been through life.
Mm.
And we're trying to give the audience a little bit of a shortcut.
Yes, make it faster for them. Don't
Right?
take the years that I took. Because
Right.
it doesn't have to be a trudge. And I
Right.
think that's another thing about working with a mentor or a coach, is that when you're working with these frameworks, they're fast, usually,
Yes.
3 months in and
Exactly.
out, and then you have the tools you need. So I love it. How do people work
Invest
with
in
you
yourself.
if they want to work with you, Ted?
Well, they can get a hold of me through the website,
Okay.
findingjoy.us.
Okay.
They can. I'm plastered on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Well,
We
we're
are
going to
developing,
plaster you more. We're plastering you everywhere after this.
and we have and we're developing courses right now
Yay! Good.
for all different pocketbooks, so that they can start developing that process in themselves, because it is a process, as you know.
Mhm.
And I maybe I think of this altruistically, sorry, that we can change the world, kind of shut out the noise around us.
Mhm.
We are all human beings on the same boat.
Yep.
I look at this almost like, well, let me put it another way. We're all flavors of ice cream, right? But we're all ice cream.
That's true. I'm salted caramel. I want to
Yeah.
be salted
Okay,
caramel.
there you
Yes.
go. We're all flavors of ice cream, but we're just ice cream.
Yeah.
We're ice cream together. I know
Yeah.
that sounds silly, but it really resonates. And if we could look at it, I'm sure you talk to people around the world. I do too. I mean, literally from Africa,
Mhm.
Asia, Europe, US, Canada, South America. We all have almost the same common denominators of hopes and dreams and aspirations.
And
But we just,
struggles. We're not
and
alone.
yeah,
That's
but we
what I
just don't know
want
how
for
to get
this
to those.
podcast to do. If we can just catch those people on their off days where they're feeling like they're the only one, that's the goal, right?
Yep, yep,
Because when it lands in their lap, because it's just going to happen across someone's desk or happen across their phone, and they're going to be like, what's this? And they're going to realize they're not alone in their suffering, but
right.
we create much of our own emotional suffering ourselves, that we can end ourselves by making different choices. I agree with you
Yep,
wholeheartedly.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go out, invest in yourself. It's a
Yes.
great investment you can make. If you got some money, don't put it in the stock market, put it in yourself.
Yes, put it in yourself first. Then
Yes.
get feeling lighter, raise your vibration, then put it in the stock market,
Yeah,
because then you'll be
exactly. Well,
manifesting it. Yeah.
when you start raising your value, then start taking that value and putting it in the stock market.
Yes.
You
Okay.
know,
So we'll start working on the joy first, and the financial advisement can come
you
next.
bet.
I
You
love
know,
it.
the book cover, I, being an architect and so forth, I designed the book cover. And one of the reasons I really enjoyed it, because there's a lot of irony to the book, is the balloons in the background. The balloons represent each one of our lives going through our journeys. So I
Oh,
kind of want to leave
beautiful.
everybody with that.
Yeah.
And and to pick up the mantle. Your life is worth it. We're here for you. You just have to reach out.
Yeah, you matter. You
Yeah.
matter, my friends. You matter. And you, whatever your suffering is, trust us. You are not alone. And if we made it through it,
Yes.
the starting over times, then you can make it through it. So by all means, guys, if you get super stuck and sticky, reach out to Ted. He can help you get unstuck. Grab his book, go to his website, free workbook. What the heck? Grab that, start on it today, download it, start on it today. If this just fell into your lap, this is your sign. This is your sign to change. Well, Ted, thank you so much. This has been, man, we could talk for hours. I swear, with all
I
you guys.
know.
It's never enough time. And we didn't go through one of our questions. I told you we would get down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I love this. Let's
well,
like
if
another
today's,
time together.
I know there's never enough time. If today's conversation resonated, my friends, go to findingjoy.us, pick up a copy of Finding Joy, Journey of You. You'll also find resources and the free workbook designed to help you actually put these skills into practice. That's so important. Until next time, remember this: the stories that helped us survive don't always have to become the stories that continue to define our future. Ask yourself, what did you perform in order to survive? Is it still serving you? If it's not, drop the role, drop the identity, drop the performance, drop the mask. And then talk about the thing that you don't want to talk about. Ted, thank you so much for being my guest
Thank
here. Hang tight
you.
when we go off, my friends. And I'm your host, Lisa Lacey, guys. Welcome to The Edge. We'll see you next time.